Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night.
Hey folks, welcome to the Davis's Kitchen.
I'm Chili.
Still Nikki. We have noodles.
We do. And tonight we're in Minnesota.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, figuratively speaking,
Virtually
speaking. It's but we did go to Minnesota this summer and we spent about a week up there.
Yeah.
And
Pretty close to it.
we had some really good food. We had some very good food.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any of it was necessarily traditional.
No.
But it was good nonetheless. So, sorry.
So what are we eating tonight?
Well, so we're eating like one thing. We're keeping it simple. I have some German egg noodles going in some boiling water at the moment, and we're playing off of the Scandinavian and a little German with the egg noodles. But we're doing Swedish meatballs.
Okay.
And that is something that is kind of comfort food for a lot of Midwesterners, whether we're Swedes or not.
Yeah.
Germans have their version of the same thing, and
Sure they do.
we do. So anyway, we're going to do a traditional.
I bet you they use Norwegian egg noodles.
Not in this house, because this is the only kind that I can get at the German market.
Yeah.
So anyway, so comfort food, definitely.
Comfort.
Drink, definitely.
Oh, we are? We're having a comfort drink?
Well, you're in charge of the comfort drink. I'm watching the clock because I watched it. It's funny.
I know.
Because I'm not wanting to overcook.
Well, I guess if it's a comfort drink. So we're having the bootlegger. It is a Minnesota-born cocktail. And it is a vodka-based cocktail, but it also can be used with rum. It can be used with gin. I mean, think about it. It's called the bootlegger for a reason. It's whatever white liquor you have available. I'd say, except for moonshine. You don't want that.
I wouldn't think you'd want that, but I mean, you never know.
You never know.
Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I forgot to get the vodka. Do you have enough? Oh, look at you already got the vodka.
I have plenty of vodka. We're using up a bottle of vodka. Well, in honor of it being, a Norwegian-ish item, this is from Sweden.
Svedka.
And then this is from
Texas.
So, hey, it works. As I said, it's a clear liquid.
Sometimes we just use what we have, right?
Well, yeah, we had to use it up. So we have 2 ounces of vodka per cocktail. We're making 2 cocktails because there's 2 of us. And we're going to go over to, let's use some
sweetened, freshly squeezed lime juice.
Some sweetened, freshly squeezed lime juice. So we're going to go 1 ounce of lime juice. Didn't have to squeeze that bottle much because it's got a really big opening.
Yes, and it's not designed to squeeze. It's designed to pour.
It's designed to pour. And then
freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Freshly squeezed lemon juice. Got to squeeze this bottle a little bit too.
Tell you what, we go through enough real lemon and real lime. I'd be happy if they would just send us some, a case of each.
A case of each. Yeah, the big bottles. Case. They can send us a case. Big bottle, little bottle, doesn't matter a whole lot. Then we want to use some simple syrup. We're going to use 1 ounce per cocktail. So 2 ounces simple.
It's going to be good and sweet.
What we wanted. It's a citrusy drink. We'll use some.
Did you get mint in there?
No, I'm going to get mint in here. You can put ice in there. Yeah. We're going to shake this up a little bit, get it all mixed in.
Reaching.
Get your We're still shaking.
I'm waiting on the Tom Cruise moves.
You'll never see them.
Coming through.
There's those parts. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of chopped up mint. And we're gonna go back to Texas.
Yeah.
Top it off with a little Topo Chico. It calls for what's it
Club
called?
soda.
Club soda, but our club soda it had partied a little too hard, so it was a little flat.
A little flat.
So we're gonna go with some
So
Topo Chico.
we're using what we have.
And then just give it a little stir to mix in the Topo Chico.
Oh, and a little garnish. I guess maybe I better get a picture of the garnish, huh?
A little garnish. Make it look pretty. Ta-da! There we go. There's our bootlegger.
I always get really good pictures of the cocktail.
Yeah.
Because you do it.
Hey, what's up, Lenny?
Cheers. Hey, Lenny. Hey, Jen.
Mm. Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It needed the extra sugar
It did.
and the mint.
Yeah, the mint.
That's good.
Definitely the mint. I test ran this a little bit just in the beginning, so I do like saying Topo Chico. It's good stuff.
It is.
Yeah. But there you go. There is a bootlegger. We'll make more of these.
I'm about 2 minutes away from the noodles being done, so I pre-cooked a bit because I didn't figure you'd want to watch the pot of boiling noodles.
Yeah, they don't need to watch
Not
more
nearly
noodles.
as much fun. All right, so
That is good stuff.
yes, that's the additions helped immensely.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of wait for the noodles to get done before I get my hands in some raw meat, though. So, because we're going to show you how to make meatballs
From scratch?
from scratch.
Oh, what's this for?
These are my eyeballs because I can't see like I used to be able to when I was a young person.
Gotcha. So you got your eyes on you?
So instead of my thermometer, I stick my eyeglasses there. Yeah, it's getting old shits for the birds, folks.
Yep.
All right.
So when you were in your 20s and 30s, you could see?
Actually, no, I had to get glasses when I went back to grad school. I was like 30 when that happened.
Well, I did say in your 20s. And I'm pretty sure I started there.
Yeah, you did. All right. I'm gonna get these out.
So we've got Jennifer and Ryan watching. I know we've got a couple more people watching, but I don't know. They can't. Maybe they aren't.
Never say anything. You're gonna talk to it.
They're lurkers. It's okay. I understand, folks. It's okay.
Lurkers are okay. All right, I'm gonna leave the water here because I might need it when I do the sauce. Okay, dokie.
Jen, thanks for the mint. It's delicious.
Yes, thank
This
you
was
because
a perfect addition that was needed.
it was.
Grandma's there.
Hi, Mama. I don't do well growing things, as we all know. Okay, so I am going to get meatballs going,
All right. You need a
and then we're.
cutting board?
I do not actually.
Oh, okay.
No cutting required.
No cutting required.
Right?
All right. Well, I'm going to shift you guys over to her. Oh, yep. Eat dear Swedish meatballs. Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've all had Italian meatballs. Chances are you've had Swedish meatballs because it's not unknown to the Midwest by any stretch, but and they were very much party food and still are party food. But we're sticking as close to tradition as we can. So we have 1 pound of ground pork, 1 pound of ground beef. To that, I'm going to save my onion for last because I have to get my hands dirty on that one.
We can add a pound of ground venison.
Well, I mean, you could use venison. I just grabbed beef, but
That's fine.
if you do venison, you definitely need some fatty pork because venison is real lean.
It is.
To this,
No salmon, no halibut.
well, not with this.
Okay.
1/4 teaspoon of allspice. And that's where Northern European meatballs are different than Italian meatballs. We use warmer spices than
The Italians.
Yeah. You really want a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. So I'm going to stand here a minute and grate some up.
I'll be back.
Yeah, the dog. I try not to drop it. If I drop it, it's a goner. I do not have a nutmeg grinder.
Use a microplane.
Well, cause that's why I use a microplane. That's why I don't have a nutmeg grinder. No point in having too many planes.
Nope.
And you do want about a quarter
You need to do
teaspoon. Well, no, I'm not about that actually. I'm just trying not to get my fingers.
It's a good thing. I don't want to have to rush and get a Band-Aid.
Or the Neosporin. Okay.
That's right.
I don't use a lot of nutmeg.
So
I use nutmeg a lot, but you don't use a lot of nutmeg when you use it. So this will last the rest of my life.
probably.
Okay. So a quarter teaspoon of each allspice and nutmeg, a little salt. And because we're in Northern European Minnesota country, I'm using white pepper. You could use black pepper. You could use a little bit of both, and you have a different
A mix.
a mix hitting your
An eclectic mix.
taste buds. Yeah.
But we want the blondes for the Swedish meatballs.
I actually need 2 eggs. If you don't mind getting 2 eggs out for me,
We'll do that right now.
thank you. I'm going to put in about half a cup of breadcrumbs. If you're only making a half batch, act accordingly. Using panko breadcrumbs, not soaking them ahead of time. They'll soak up plenty. Thank you.
Careful there.
Farm eggs.
Yep, I can tell by the straw on
Right,
the
yeah.
one that's left.
So because they are farm eggs, I want to show you how bright these are. I gotta get a bowl though. Sorry.
Those are some bright yellow farm
Here are
eggs.
some rich yolks.
Yeah. Huh.
So I usually use an egg per pound of meat. If you want the egg yolk, keep the white for something else, but I use the whole egg. No keeping things. So farm eggs, you can tell one's brown, one's blue. Just means it came from a different breed of chicken.
Didn't use
The
the
chicken wasn't blue
Oh,
or pink, mother.
I figured it just came from a different hole.
Look how gold that is. That's why I love farm eggs.
Nope, 2 different colors.
Yeah, 2 different colors, 2 different breeds of of chicken.
Yep.
Okay. I always crack into a bowl first.
I'm used to that color.
Well, yeah, that's more what
It's more normal.
we got. Yeah. In case
Like
you lose a
bright orange.
shell, it's easier to get out of the bowl than it is the.
Need a fork?
I do. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Oh.
I want to make sure I haven't forgotten something.
1 fork.
Thanks, dear. Nutmeg, allspice, yolks, breadcrumb. No, I'm good there. Okay.
Oh, I did good putting that there.
So we're gonna whisk. I know this is like so handy. If you're an iPad, gotta have your recipes. Yeah, this is like, I don't know. This was a $20 gadget that's stuck to the wall.
It's screwed in there,
Well, yeah,
so it's not going anywhere.
it is not. All right. Last but not least, you can actually put butter in the skillet if you want.
How much?
Here, like a tablespoon or maybe 2-ish.
Yeah, okay.
That'll work. All right, so for the next trick, we want some onion in here. You could use onion powder. You could use dehydrated onion if you have it. I'm going to show you how to use onion without chopping it up teeny tiny with your knife. Same microplane, end of the onion or bottom of the onion. If I were chopping this,
That's not on yet.
that's okay. I would do about a quarter of a cup, like really finely diced. But I am doing this, and you get all that good onion juice along with a little bit of the onion. This is actually probably too fine of a.
I say that's a.
Let me take that one, and I'll get it on down. A little bit too fine of a grate.
Just.
So we get a different grate.
Different plane. A non-microplane. Different gradation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm getting some pieces sliced through there too, along with the juice.
You got your first still, don't you? Well,
No, I don't need it. I'm good. I'll just use the onion to keep on them.
okay.
Just be careful and don't break your fingers, because
Yeah, that will hurt.
I dropped the whole freaking onion. Sorry, French onion in there. Yeah, do just a little bit more. It did not touch the meat, so I'm gonna throw it back in the onion bag.
It'll be fine. Just cooking
If
at
it
home.
did, I've grated it off already anyway. So that's probably a good 1/8 of a cup grated. If you grate, you're gonna have less volume, or how's that go? Less volume, but the same amount of flavor. All right. You wanna seal that up and throw it back in the fridge for me?
Mm-hmm.
I keep at least one onion in the fridge prepared, ready to go.
Ready to
At
rock
all
and roll.
times, yeah. Okay, scrape this off the bottom.
That's what I meant. I figured you needed
Nah.
a fork for that.
Let's use what we have here.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I gotta wash my hands too. So.
All right.
Onion juice all over.
So that's the beginnings of our meatballs.
Let's meatball mix it.
Meatball mixing. Now we gotta get them all
So now,
together. Oh, I don't know. She's going back to the.
no, you're
meatballs.
fine. Just turn this on. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna mix all this up.
Oh, you're washing your hands. It's gonna take a while.
I'm going to spoon them all out, and then we'll roll them as we go. I'm trying to make this go a little bit faster.
Hey.
What?
We don't have a timeline.
Well, I know we don't have.
We're not limited to 40 minutes like some shows. We're not on a network.
It's probably a good thing, because every now and then a bad word slips out.
It's every now and now. For me.
I would say with me, it's pretty frequent.
Yeah.
All right. You don't want to overmix, but I'm trying to see if you can see what I'm doing. I'm scooping up and then swishing down. And I get lost in it because it's kind of like playing with Play-Doh.
So you're scrunching the meatballs. Gently massaging the balls into shape.
Yeah. Underneath, up, over,
Mhm.
and then to break the meat up, to combine it, I squish into it.
Oh, okay.
Once that's combined, then it's under and up and over.
Under, up, and over.
Hand.
Under.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm just commenting.
I'm gonna turn that off. That's gonna be a minute. Slide under, up, and over.
Okay.
Then I actually twist as I go.
Yeah, I appreciate the twist there. I saw that.
Sure. Okay.
It's that twist that gets you every time.
Okay. Well combined. You chit chat while I wash the hamburger meat off my hands.
All right. Well, I'll make another cocktail while you're doing that. So this time we're going straight to the Tito's because Radislavka.
Love to keep things nice and neat and clean, but I can't feel the food, and I have to be able to.
Oh.
I want to feel my food when I'm playing with it. And I'm gonna have-
Gentlemen, that's not an excuse to be able to be used.
No, I've got to wait for the water to get hot though, because you can't wash hamburger raw meat off your hands with cold water.
No.
FYI. Must have hot water. And so.
So remember, we've got 2 ounces of vodka per cocktail, half an ounce of sweetened lime juice, half an ounce of lemon juice per cocktail. We make them in pairs
That's because there's 2 of that.
because there's 2 of us, not just because one of us drinks quicker than the other.
Well, one of us is working on your dinner, dude.
I understand. I completely follow. An ounce of simple syrup per cocktail.
Oh, that smells yummy.
We pre-made the simple syrup, 1 ounce, 1 cup water, 2 cups sugar. So we make a super simple syrup. We don't do any of that.
Yeah, because one of us needs like a lot more sugar than another one of this.
I like sweet things. I married you. I like sweet things.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
I'm sweet.
You need to top off or no?
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
I'm portioning out my meatballs.
Top her off with some Topo Chico
I'm
for some
using
extra fizzies.
a 2 tablespoon cookie scoop.
Your trusty bar spoon. Stir it up. You'll notice that as the night goes on, you'll have less ice in your glass, which makes more room for alcohol. That's the important part.
Is that the important part?
Well,
Okay.
back over here to show you her scooping her balls out.
2 tablespoon cookie scoop. A little over. And I'm easily going to get 2 dozen. And we might save some of these for another night, not cook them all tonight, but.
Oh no, we need to cook all the meatballs.
Oh, well then we'll cook all the meatballs.
You need another tray? There's a little,
Well, no, not if you'll scoop so I can roll.
I'll scoop.
I'm actually going to turn this back on us.
Oh, that one didn't do so hot.
That's okay. All right, so in this pan, a couple tablespoons of butter. We're going to roll the meatballs just like we rolled Play-Doh when we were kids.
Do a twist at the end, please.
Twist at the end, please, he says. You just want them to kind of hold together. You don't, I mean, they don't have to be compact or anything like that. We're going to kind of brown them all the way around. Not necessarily cook them all the way through because they'll finish cooking when we get the sauce going. And I'm clearly going to have to go in batches, so we might start another pan here in a minute to do the second batch. Because you don't want to crowd your pan or they won't cook. Now, you could do these in the oven. I'd say 400 for 20, maybe 30 minutes. It's been a while since I've done these in the onion. That's okay. I actually do meatballs, like small batches of meatballs homemade in the air fryer, and it doesn't take them very long, about 10, maybe 15 minutes depending on your air fryer. It's a beautiful thing. But if you want the drippings in your sauce, like what we're going to do tonight, you want to do at least part of them in the skillet. Thank you. And we have easily 2 meals worth with this recipe.
Oh yeah. Even your most ardent meatball lover will have more meatballs than they can handle.
You can also do all of this process, not the cooking part, but roll them out, put them individually on a parchment-lined cookie sheet, freeze them, and then pop them off that cookie sheet and into a freezer-safe container. And then you've got meatballs for when you need meatballs next. You know, I don't know, New Year's Eve party. So you can overmake.
There you go.
For the meal that you need them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you just grab another pan and we'll start the second batch?
What kind of pan? That kind of pan?
Oh, that's the only kind of pan of that I have. I get that little one.
Go on.
7-inch should be fine. I think I can fit enough in there.
I gotta wash my hands. Meatballs off.
All right, so this is on medium heat. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, 2, 4.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Reveal it.
Math. We appreciate math. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay.
This
I
thing?
kept losing my place. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit of butter.
Butter. Some butter.
I'm quickly running out of room here. If you use your hands to move things around, be careful because butter sticks back at you. And these are going to render plenty of their, that's plenty of butter, honey. Honey bear.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
I'm gonna roll the rest of these out while that butter melts, and then we'll get batch number 2 going in the same pan. Otherwise, we might be here all night. So if you did a single batch of these, I mean, you could do all beef or all pork or turkey if you wanted to. Well, I mean, you know, some people are trying to watch their cholesterol intake.
No
My
turkey
point is,
meatballs.
if you just did a pound of meat, you can have it, or you can just do a pound of whatever meat of your choice. I would not use sausage because the flavors of our American country sausage will not play well with the allspice and nutmeg.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit too much butter in there.
Well, we'll use some of it for the sauce. No big deal. Yeah, that's not it yet.
Not yet. No medium though.
Okay.
So how are we doing, folks? Did everybody still watch us?
You're watching us roll the meatballs. We do not have magic of TV. Are we set? That's weird.
Well, that one's not working.
Let us
Let's
know.
go back to there.
Well, yeah. We'll try to fix that. Somebody tell us if you were able to see the meatballs in the skillet on that or not.
I don't think they are. So I will unplug. Replug.
These are going to swim in butter. Right, I'm going to wash my hands again. And then we will move on to sending our meatballs over. All right, at this point, I would not put my hands in that because it's going to be very greasy. So, a pair of long, skinny tongs. And just flip everybody over.
Oh, your mom says she sees meatballs. So
Okay, well then it's just frozen for us.
it's just frozen on us.
It's so weird when it does that.
Yeah.
So when we build the sauce, we're going to use the drippings from the meatballs. Some beef stock, which I make from bouillon granules. I don't eat beef stock because it just is too much, takes up too much space. We're going to first build a roux, however. First thing I'm going to do is get the eyelash out of my eyeball. Well, Chili says something wise.
Yep. Well,
Okay.
Oh, those are nice and brown
Mm-hmm.
over there. Yeah, and then we've got some that are just still starting to go. Ow!
What'd you do? Oh, the dog.
Why don't you move that camera over
I will
Just
happily move this camera over.
just to make sure that they can see. Empty burner is what your mama says. So, well, there. Little fun.
I think okay.
Different camera angle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah. Maybe that camera's been dropped a couple too many times.
Well, it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I use that. That's what I use. And you can buy this at Walmart now. I used to only be able to buy it at International Foods here in town, but I see it at Walmart now. And it is 1 teaspoon of granules per 8 ounces. And I need, I think I'm going to start with 2 cups. of stock. Sorry, trying to find my measuring cup. So, and if I need a little bit more liquid, I'll throw some more in there. Because to that, I'm going to add some cream. I'm going to add a little bit of red wine. Right now, I'm going to add hot water to the bouillon. And I'm just going to let it sit. You don't have to whisk it, really. I mean, it's going to sit and dissolve on its own. You see these are getting nice and brown. And we want them cooked all the way, browned all the way around. Hello.
Sorry.
Finish. He's trying to reconnect us. Finish in the sauce. When I make the sauce, I'll pull all of these out so I can build the sauce in the pan, and then we'll put these back in the pan. And Swedish meatballs, I mean, you could use frozen meatballs from the grocery store, but you're not going to have the same spice mix in those. Those are kind of basic meatballs. So, and notice these are not retaining their round shape. If you want that, you need to do them in the oven and then kind of pour off the drippings to build your pan sauce. Personally, I don't care what shape they are. They're yummy any way you look at it. These meatballs are going to be poached in butter.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. To get them started, you need about a tablespoon, maybe 2 of butter.
I may have put 2.5 in there.
2.5 times. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
There's a little bit of butter in there.
It is. I'm going to get a pan out so I can. Sorry for the reach, guys. Ooh. And the noise, goodness. Yummy. We'll let those go another minute or 2, and then we'll start building sauce.
Yeah, I don't know why the camera's not wanting to work. It's okay though.
That's okay. Maybe too much heat.
Might be. Are those almost done?
Yeah, they're almost done. I'm gonna throw these on their next side, and then I'll get those out. Nope. I'm good. I got it.
Oh, that one's good.
You know, if they break, they still eat.
They do. They get eaten before they get plated. Usually.
I'm getting spat on over here by the
Butter.
butter. So butter, bacon grease, meat grease, all drips. Okay. Turning that to low. We're gonna pull these. Meatballs you want sitting somewhere in the 160-degree range on the inside when they're done. Once these go back in sauce, it won't take them long to reach that. They're probably nearly there as it is. They are not totally done though, so don't go popping them like they're candy. All right, all these little pieces of fat here.
Yeah.
Get rid of them if you don't want them. Leave them if you don't care.
We do like them though.
Yeah, I don't care. All right, so to this, because I've got, ultimately we'll have 3, 4, about a quart of liquid in here. I've got, we're gonna start with 2, 3, and we'll do 3 tablespoons of flour.
You gonna make a roux?
And make a roux, because I'm also adding heavy cream, and heavy cream actually will thicken as it cooks. If you are using whole milk, then you would need a little bit more flour because that milk's not going to thicken like the cream will. Make sure if you got flour that scooted up the sides, make sure you get all that down. We just want this to cook long enough that it cooks the flour taste out of the flour, out of the roux. So we're gonna let it sit. Good momento.
Oh, that looks good.
It's yeah. I mean
What's that over there underneath the tongue?
this is beef stock. That's gonna go in that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm using heavy cream, which is traditional. We need
Tongues.
you can flip.
Look,
You could use some sour cream or a dollop of sour cream in this. That's how I do beef stroganoff when I make it. The heavy cream is a little bit more to the tradition. All right, so to that we're going to add our beef stock. I'm gonna add some wine, but not till after I get some of this cooked down a bit. And we're going to continue to whisk as we build the sauce so we don't get lumpy sauce. All right. We're going to let that cook and start to thicken. I'll set this over here somewhere.
and the plot thickens is what they would say.
Yep. Yummy. I love egg noodles. You could put these over mashed potatoes too if you want, but I'm a diehard egg noodle person. Let's see. Okay, well, that was easy. Once this starts to thicken, we're going to add the same spices that we added to the meatballs to this.
Where's that home? Okay. Put that over there.
Yep. We don't want to add the spices too early though, because it'll blow the flavor. Add towards the end, and you'll have that nice allspice nutmeg flavor going through. And you'll be able to taste it. Ooh, the microplane is going to be oniony. It's not a good thing. This is where we need to microplane. I might have to use the if I have some, I do already grated nutmeg. We don't want to grate nutmeg, whole nutmeg on a wet microplane. Bad idea.
Yeah.
It won't do anything.
Yeah.
But grated nutmeg and gum up your microplane. All right, so this is coming together really nicely. I'm going to hit it with just a teeny tiny bit of a sweet red wine. Totally optional. But I like the...
Not in this house, it's not.
No, because I like the acid.
Speaking of acid, you need to touch up on your. Ooh, that was pretty watery.
It's also going to turn, potentially turn my cream sauce a little on the inside. That's okay. That reminds me of a very funny story from a long time ago.
Football people for you.
All right, so we're going to add the same spices to this. A little salt. I'm going to pick up quite a bit of the spice from the meat drippings. We don't need a whole ton of it, but with my allspice. So a pinch should do you.
A dab will do you?
Yeah, for sure. Probably flip those again. Right, now I'm going to, thank you, add my cream to that. It's not going to be a perfectly white cream sauce because I used everything from the pan. If you want a perfectly white cream sauce, don't do that. Just use butter. But I can't waste the flavor from the The fawn, by the way, is what we call that. The drippings that's bottom of the pan. It's just it's flavor, and why wouldn't we want it? All right. Cold cream, hot pan, whisk because you don't want to break everything here. Whisk and no talking.
I'm spinning these other ones over.
All right, that's about a cup. And that, yeah, it smells delicious.
Mm-hmm. That's what our egg noodles are going to go into?
That's what our meatballs are going to finish cooking in.
Oh,
Yeah.
See.
Now, if you wanted to do meatballs and the sauce and put them in a crock pot for party meatballs, you're kind of at the point to do that. Everything in the crock pot on low, and they'll finish cooking inside the sauce. Ooh, hot pan. I'm gonna let these guys finish. I love these little restaurant plates because they collect the drippings from the meat as it rests. Although there wasn't a lot to that.
No.
It's okay. We're gonna just add what little bit there is right back to that. Yeah. And we're still on sit.
What about the other ones?
Well, if you want them all in the pan at the same time,
I don't know.
I mean, there's room for them to all cook in the pan.
All the kids in the pool.
Right? Yeah, now that they've shrunk down a little bit, there's plenty of room. Whoop. I'm making a mess over here.
It's our stuff.
Yeah. All right, here we go. There's that.
And all the kids are in the pool.
Yeah, so I think having my camera because that's a really pretty. While you guys are watching the meatballs cook for a moment, I'm gonna take a meatball through.
There you go. That's the meatballs. And they're cooking. I'll get you back on us.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. She's busy taking
No.
pictures.
Y'all want recipes? I gotta do pictures to go with recipes. Okay.
She don't want to do screen grabs.
No, well, because they're never clear.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm gonna plate a bowl for us to taste test
Mm-hmm.
and a plate for me to take a picture of.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks good.
The smell in here is like killer right now.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh,
Right.
can't get much better than that.
No, you really can't. I have some flat leaf parsley over here too. I'm gonna use. Alrighty. I have lost. Oh, there's my spaghetti spoon. Need the spaghetti spoon to get the noodles. So I'm gonna plate just a little bit up for us to taste test.
Mm-hmm.
So you can totally plate, a little plate like this, little bowl. That's just a little salad bowl.
Gotta get some more topo.
My noodles stuck together, so I need to take a minute and,
Beat them into submission.
well, if you rinse them under some water, you'll loosen up.
Uh-oh.
We'll just temp one of your balls, baby.
Woo!
Yeah, we're at 160, 159. We're good. And if you got one that's a wee bit pink in the middle, not gonna hurt you. Have at it. All right, I'm gonna scoop this out so it can rest. Very reminiscent, by the way, of. Let that cool down before we bite into it. A beef stroganoff in reality, just no mushrooms. Which.
It's like perfect for me.
Right. And this is maybe a little runnier than what I would normally want, but I'm not gonna have a recipe come over it. So here's the other thing. Well, that's kind of finishing. You want some parsley on top of it when you serve it for real. I have some wild lingonberry jam sauce that I buy at our international food store. You can probably buy this at big supermarkets, but lingonberries are not common for us where we live. So depending on where you live, they might be easier or not so easy to find. You want this with this meal. And it is a traditional accompaniment. And if I had to describe a lingonberry, they don't grow like cranberries, but they're similar in how we use them, like how we would use a cranberry. I'm just going to put a tiny bit just on the side so we have it. When I serve this, though, I serve it in a cute little dish so you can just kind of, as you're eating, dip into it if you want to. Oh, it's okay. One bite. In a minute.
Oh, tart. We're good.
They're a little tart.
Yeah.
And very much reminiscent of cranberry sauce for us.
Yeah, really.
So there's those. And I love them.
It's good.
But they cut the sweet tart acid cuts the richness of this.
Yeah.
You know what,
So what are we doing?
Well, we're gonna taste test. These are done.
All right.
I was waiting
all about
for it
the taste test.
right. And when you serve it, I'll play that for you whenever here for you guys to have. You want a little bit of parsley on top. So it's gonna be warm. Don't burn your.
I have a cocktail right there.
Okay. Don't burn your tongue. Oh my God.
Yeah, a little bit of lingonberry.
This is like comfort food, like no other. How's your ball?
Very good.
Oh man, I lost a berry. I could eat this until I popped.
That is delish.
And we still did it. Yeah, we're under an hour.
Yeah, we're under now.
Like
Like 50 minutes.
what, 2 dozen meatballs? Something like that? So even if you did part of them to freeze later and just cooked what you wanted for your meal?
That's about the same amount of time. Cook them all.
Yeah. Now you can also cook them, pull them from the pan, freeze them at that point too.
Yeah.
You can't freeze them once they hit the sauce because they're, I mean, you could, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of eh.
That's delicious.
Oh my gosh. You got it. You got to try this. If you can't find the lingonberry, just get cranberry sauce because it's going to be a close
Pretty close.
match.
Not as sweet.
No, I love that.
Mhm.
Lingonberries and black currants I have to buy at the international food store because I can't find them otherwise. So there you have it.
That's very good.
Scandinavian roots.
With a little bit of Texas kicked in.
Well, yeah, with your drink, but that's okay. I mean, we're using what we have, right? So
Right.
that's part of part of what we're trying to teach folks how to do is use what you have. I mean,
We had Topo Chico
2 years ago,
because-
we were really using what we had.
we had Topo Chico because we made it.
We used it for something else a few weeks
Ranch
ago.
water.
Mhm.
A few weeks ago when we were in Texas.
So it replaces the club soda easily.
Oh yeah.
Or a sparkling, like a fizzy lemon water would be okay too, or lime
Mhm.
water, or just club soda if you have it.
Yeah.
So
Club soda.
yeah, use what you have. You don't always have to make a grocery store run or
Liquor
store run.
Yeah, we do. Hey, always take advantage of every excuse you can have to go to a liquor store. Do a liquor store run.
Yep. Well, we're fortunate to have really good liquor stores too. So,
As you can tell by our collection.
oh my gosh, you guys, it has like taken over. I keep saying we need to move some of it downstairs so it's off the kitchen cabinet, but we never do. All
It's
right.
fine right where it's at.
So there we have it. We're gonna eat because this is make it this weekend. Go get the stuff. Make it this weekend.
Oh, and on the bootlegger, if you don't like vodka,
I'm sorry.
use rum.
Mhm.
Use gin.
Clear white rum.
Yeah, white rum. Rum, gin. You're feeling it. Feeling your oats, use tequila. Any kind of white liquor.
Yeah. Then you'd get like a mojito, margarita, something. or
Mojito
another.
would be the rum.
Yeah. So it's just a variation on many drinks.
Have a great night. Thank you for sticking with us for
As we rolled out meatballs.
almost an hour. Yeah.
But you guys, it's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch us every Monday night cook from scratch, and I do that every night.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not with you, for the most part. So, except Fridays.
Yeah.
Fridays are
Nights
eat out
off.
nights.
That's right.
So
Nikki's not off.
it is indeed. So, all right, folks. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Check us out next week. Have no idea what we're going to be doing.
I don't remember what state we're in. Do you know what state we're in?
I always ask you that question.
I know. And
What I'm
that's
supposed to
always
say.
look.
If you want recipes, I'm on Substack at Culinary Travelers.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Well, let me look and see what we're on next
We're
week.
going to look and see what we're doing next week.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
We're in Oregon.
Mm.
So another coastal community.
We've been waiting on Pacific Northwest.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
We might dig into the venison next week or something. Or not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We always figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll see ya.
Enjoy your night in Minnesota. Next week we'll be in Oregon. See what we're cooking up and cocktailing up. All for you and your enjoyment. Good night, everybody.
See you when we see you. I'm eating.